As Gareth suggested, the Health Minister Edwin Poots will be faced with some of the toughest choices to make over the next couple of years. Mr Poots joins us from Stormont. The previous minister reckoned his department needed another £800 million to run efficiently. What priorities will you make, Mr Poots, in regard to cuts? Will it be jobs or buildings?
Well, in terms of what we have to do, clearly we have to track and manage our resources and identify a way of taking things forward without reducing public services. And clearly that is a huge challenge that we have to face, but it's something that I'm up for. And I think that as we look to the future, we will be looking to see how we can make cuts in various areas, which will ensure that at the same time we can retain a health service which is fit for purpose for the public.
So again, my question, priorities, jobs or buildings?
It doesn't necessarily have to be either or both. We look at the whole range of issues. We'll look at how the service is delivered. We'll look at how others can perhaps provide services at lower cost. And we go right across the entire range of issues to identify where we can make real savings, meaningful savings. And ultimately, we want to deliver a better health service. We want to look at the new drugs that are coming in to ensure that we can provide people with the best quality of care.
Sorry to interrupt you, but we're short of time. Let's look at one particular project, radiotherapy in Altnagelvin, where that project was postponed by Michael Majimsi. You weren't really clear-cut in your interview earlier whether you were going to reinstate that. Yet Jim Wells of your party said at the time that if you got the health portfolio, you would reinstate that.
Well, certainly the capital funding was set aside to do it. Michael Majimsi raised an issue about recurrent funding. I would trust that Michael Majimsi wasn't doing that for political purposes. If he was, that's absolutely appalling. I will seek to identify that if we have the resources available, that will move this forward. If we haven't the resources available, we'll have to identify where we get it from.
Let's look at Belfast. Advisors say we need to reduce accident and emergency across the city by one. We need to consolidate those casualty departments. Are you prepared to suffer the political and public backlash by axing one of those A&Es?
I think that the public know that I enter this job with difficult decisions to take. And I'll not shirk or shy away from making difficult decisions if it is in the wider public interest. Ultimately, I'm here to defend the health service and ensure that we have the best possible health service, and I won't allow vested interests to stand in the way of that.
Edwin Poots, thank you for joining us from Stormont.